Greetings, listeners. It's your Destiny Pusher, Mrs. Cynthia Williams-Bey, and it's time to push through on this Fighting Friday so you can be restored and sprung forth into your destiny. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Williams-Bey Radio Show here on 101.3 Rejoice FM 990 AM. We are also streaming live from Facebook at Bay Radio Show, and you can also tune in via Spotify, yes, and YouTube. Yes, I keep forgetting we got the YouTube channel also, so please make sure that you guys subscribe. But I am your lovely host, Prophetess Cynthia Williams-Bey, your Destiny Pusher. Yes, and you guys, I'm just so excited for you all just continuing to support this vision, for continuing to show up week after week and just listen to the wonderful guests that come on, because it is all about us imparting and helping each other continue to push forward. You know that is my life motto, to keep pushing forward. Keep going ahead, not stopping, not allowing obstacles or anything that come your way. We cannot allow the enemy, we cannot allow defeat, we cannot allow depression or anything come against us in the will of God for our lives. So thank you guys so much. First, before we go ahead and get started with the lovely guests, I need you to share this broadcast, okay? Share this broadcast, invite a friend, let them know that we're live on air. Second, I need you to put in the comments and let me know where you're tuning in from, because I just love just seeing all my beautiful friends from around the world. I know we have Germany that's on. I know we have Haiti, beautiful Haiti. I love my brother Abdias. Hello, guy. So please make sure that you just, again, let me know where you tuned in from, all right? And lastly, if this show has been a blessing to you in any way, whether now for the new season or even when my husband and I, Andre, was pushing this thing forward before his passing, please consider sowing a seed. Not ringing anybody's arm or anything. If you feel led, I'm not giving you no amounts or anything. Whatever you feel led, whether it's $1, $5, $20, $100,000. Whoo! I claim that in the name of Jesus, right? But whatever you feel led to give, just please sow a seed. You can do so via Cash App at Williams-Bey Radio Show. Again, that is Cash App Williams-Bey Radio Show, because how many of you guys can agree this has been really good? It's been transformational. We've had some powerful testimonies, but not just the testimonies, but also the strategies, the wisdom that's being poured. And shout out to my sister Cara Owens that holds it down. Help me just bring this to you guys in excellence, okay? So that's what you're sowing into, right? You're sowing into the vision to continue to push God's people forward. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started and bring on our lovely guest for today. Many of you guys know her here in the Richmond, Virginia area. You know her internationally, and if you don't know her internationally, you're about to know her. And for a second, hello Jada and Red Table. Yes, I'm saying that because we have the lovely and the one and only Cara Pressley in the house.
Hey, how are you? It's so glad to be here today. I'm excited.
Yes.
So let's sit on down.
Yes, listen guys, we have Miss Red Table that talk, right?
Red Table that,
yes, Red Table that. The only one that thought, like, just saw the momentum. She loved Jada. Yeah. She loved the Pickett's, the family, right? Yeah. And I got a word for you. She loved them beyond the floor. She loved them beyond what the world thinks of them. She loved them beforehand, and you continue to love them. You continue to support them. And that's what we have to do during this time, guys. Like, we can't just love people when everybody else loves them, right? We can't love them when it's convenient, right? We gotta love. One thing that my previous first lady had said to me, she said, love them to their deliverance, right? So you gotta learn how to love people, because love covers a multitude of sin. Love covers all. So you guys have to learn how to love people beyond flaws, beyond popular opinion. Just love on people.
And how to just support. I mean, that's the core of who I am anyway.
Yes, exactly. I just love it. I love it. So listen, we need to tell the audience about your story.
Yes, it's an interesting one.
Yes.
Right? Yes. I am Cara Pressley, CEO CaraPressley.com, but also I have a group on Facebook called Red Table Talk RVA. And as Cynthia was saying, it started off with two people, me and Chantel Chambliss. Shout out to her, Dr. Chantel. And she was my first member, and it grew after, the first 300, first 10,000. Once we got to like 30,000 people, Jada and the whole Red Table Talk team reached out to me. And we started working together and collaborating. We're over 100,000 strong now. And
wait, hold on. You're not just going skirt over that. Like, we just had 100,000 now. Listen, do you guys know and see what consistency can birth? What believing in what God is showing you can birth?
It took a long time.
Girl,
I appreciate you, friend. Listen, but it is like the core of what you're saying. Like, this all started because I wanted to support the group, and I couldn't find my place in the main Red Table Talk page. People were like, I want to date a married man. And I'm like, girl, that's not my ministry. I want to come over here and support women who look like me, feel like me.
Yes.
And I want to share their stories. I heard so many people saying, I want to come to a red table. I want to come sit down. And you were one of my first interviews. I started doing this thing called the pull up, because in my mind, like, we're in a micro society, so we don't really have time for the Oprah talk shows of the past for a whole hour. Let's sit down all the time. And I wanted to share micro stories where I could, so I started pulling up on people.
I love that, the pull up.
I started just pulling up and getting stories in 15 minutes or less, because people are busy as well. Time is money, and they want to do it, but they don't have time, or they can't dedicate the real time it takes to put together a full production. And I did everything from my phone, over 50 interviews in a matter of months, just to share stories on the page, and it actually kept the page going.
So, are you a millennial?
Right, I'm like right in between. I'm born in '82, so I just turned 40, right?
Yes, you're a millennial, girl.
Millennial at heart, you know what I mean? Whatever it takes. But I just want to share people's stories. So like you were saying, like in support of Red Table and Jada and all the entanglements and all the slaps heard across the world, like, it's bigger than that. And after 4 years, this is going into the 5th year, they offered me and Tracy, is another girl who has a community, it's called the Memphis Sister Friends, offered us a podcast. So now we have a podcast contract with iHeartRadio and executive produced by Jada Pinkett.
Can we give a hand clap for that?
Yes. Anything to share and propel the stories of my people forward. That's what it's all about. So,
But that's amazing too. But that also goes to show, that just speaks volumes. Thank you. For Red Table, because I know you probably felt, because I'd be like, little on me, like, they reached back for me, like.
And at first I was like, is this real? Facebook reached out first. They trying to see if I was a real page, see if I was crazy, but Facebook, then Red Table reached out. We've helped them do partnerships on t-shirts and their merch and their games. We've had brunches in the city sponsored by them, so I just appreciate their support.
Yes, because you have a lot of people, and that's favor, girl. Favor of the Lord. You see what favor does? Right? And I say that because it's you have different people that'll come on, and they essentially will have like fan pages and do things, but the fact that they came in such a way that you're able to have your voice be volumized. I don't even know if that's a word, but that's what the Holy Spirit gave me. Just volumized.
And not just my voice, but the stories of other people. Like, we all deserve to have our own Red Table. And, of course, again, I've been involved through the entanglements and through the smack. People don't understand, like, everyone has their fall, you know what I mean? Their moment, but to go past it. It's really bigger than that. Even after all the controversies, they've constantly reached out and said, please don't allow this to be a distraction. Let us know if you still need anything. How can we still continually support you? Because behind the scenes, they really truly are about the people and for the community. They love everything that's going on. So
and that's another thing, you know, because you know I see God in everything, and I'm always like, you know,
I love it.
But we as a society, just in general, right, because true kingdom is knowing how to, like I said, love people, right? But we also have to get to a point, guys, where we don't try to tear down everything that someone has built, or the times that they've been there, the times that they're supported over like one mistake. And this is beyond just the whole situation with Jada. That's just in general, like our brothers and sisters, they could make one mistake and now they're the demon. Now they're the hell. Now they're, I don't want to talk to them. I don't want to touch them. And that's not how God dealt with us. Because even when he snatches, when he snatches out the pits of hell, we still tend to want to play with the fire. We still want to entertain the demons, right? But God still covers and protects us and go with us. He doesn't say, oh, because you came and professed your belief in me, and because you made this mistake, oh, you're cast out to hell now. Forever. Right? You know, because someone's mistake doesn't always reflect the posture of their heart. Right? And
what does transformation look like in real time?
Exactly.
You know, people always want to praise you when you're on the pedestal. You've made it through greater. But what does that look like in real time? I'm stressed today. I need help.
Exactly.
I need help today. You know,
I need encouragement today.
Or I may be good today and I may be stressed tomorrow. I may be depressed tomorrow. I go through what I'd like to call seasonal depression. Just depending on what happens. I don't know if it's the bills that come every 30 days, but whatever it is, it comes in waves. And that's how it looks for me. And that may be different for other people. So we got to help each other get through that and share our story. Storytelling is so important. That's why I'm passionate about it, because people really think it's easy out here. You know, a year ago I did leave my job, and people just think, oh, you quit your job, girl, that's it. And that was the first step. Of many steps.
Here we go. Pause right there. Let's share that. Because I did a video. Listen, I was like, God, are you serious? Like, I literally was dropping my kids to summer school. I had my bonnet on. Yes, I had my bonnet because I was just getting in the car to drop them and come back, right? I'm a mom of 6 with a 4-month-old, and I'm nursing in the middle of the night. So, yes, I had on my bonnet, right? To drop them. Being transparent. And God was just like, I need you to show people in your rawest form. Because when I show up, you know, because I was always taught, you know, just as a woman, like even with my mom, she was a single mother, but I just was always taught and just saw to present myself a certain way. Right. You know, and as I overcame different things in regards to low self-esteem, shame, and guilt, right? Mrs. Williams-Bey had that, and God had to restore me. He had to redeem me. Even in marriage, I was still dealing with some of those things from my childhood and past. Understood. So when people see me showing up, they're just thinking, oh, no, baby, this is because God had to show me how to love me, how to accept me, how to love on me, right?
That's big.
So a lot of people, a lot of times, they see me showing up, push forward, they see me showing up made up with my, you know, my makeup, and I'm looking like $1 million, yes, because the $1 million is coming, right? Hallelujah, right? However, they don't see that backside. They don't see those lonely nights. They don't see those times a song will come on and I think about my husband. They don't see what I have to deal with when the Facebook memories pop up, or when
every day.
So I'm dealing with irate clients or irate staff and different things like that, or just battling depression that's trying to overtake me. You know, losing my husband, and God is just like, I just need you to just go full form and show them your rawest. You know, show them your rawest.
I can relate because I've been going through, I would like to call the best times and the worst times of my life at the same time. You know, so I was telling you earlier, I interviewed Jada for the first time after 3.5 years and lost my brother on the same day. March 31st, 2021. You know what I mean? It was so surreal. You know what I mean? And I was telling you, like, interviewed her and finally got through that and had another like Red Table Talk meeting before that. It was just at such a hype with them because we were planning or getting ready to go to their house later on. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing, God. But I just lost my brother. So the way I cried after that interview, I just, because you have to continue to keep going. But nobody knows that part. Y'all just saw that I interviewed Jada that day.
I see the product.
Yeah, and it looks like fun and amazing. But can you really walk those shoes? Could you have still done the interview? You know how many people probably would have canceled?
Girl.
At the same time, I knew how proud my brother was of me. And I'm like, I can't. I hear him in my ear literally like, you better go in there and kill it, Yes, exactly. But it's just, it's some harder moments that people don't understand. Again, like even leaving my job, just the decision is one step. It's not all of the steps. So it's been over a year now. There's an ebook that's going to be out. Is before you quit, think about this because y'all was leaving out some tips. Y'all was leaving out some steps. People leaving out.
I be trying to tell people it's not that easy.
It's not, and there's just some things we should definitely consider, and some things you should prepare yourself for that I wanted to put in one place.
Yes.
Some honest conversations that you need to have with yourself. Because what if your family doesn't support you? What if your friends don't support you? And I need you to know, here's a life tip, they won't. Because your friends and family can't make you rich. Like they just can't. The goal is to reach a global capacity, an international capacity. If you really want to make it to a certain level, if you want to be local. But you have to find what your own level of success is, and that's why I say I'm successful. Some of y'all know that story. I was suicidal back in 2016, and in that moment, I said, God, I promise to just walk with you to the end of what you choose my life to be.
Come on now.
If I just can identify for myself and affirm for myself that I am successful every day, and that I don't care if that's watching Netflix every day or going to hustle every day, I'm going to define my version of successful, and I encourage everyone to do the same. So when someone asks you how you doing, don't lie and say I'm okay. Say I'm successful, and you define that success for yourself. You don't owe anyone else an explanation. You know, sometimes when you say I'm not okay, you feel like you gotta explain all these things, and you don't have to. You have to love your story. You have to feel successful within your own right.
Exactly. Wow. So powerful. So powerful.
You.
Yes. So I hope you guys grab that tip that everybody isn't going to support you.
They're not. They just aren't. I mean, it's just the reality of it.
Yeah.
You're going to get some support. You're going to get some people who are going to sow some seeds. And they may be hefty seeds. They're going to be seeds to keep you going. But is it going to be the end all be all? No, it's not.
No.
It's not.
And then you got to believe and understand, like you said, like what's your definition of success, but even understanding your purpose on this earth and what God is calling you to do.
Absolutely.
Right?
Like I did, even when going back to the pull-up, I did so many interviews for free. And a lot of people don't want to do anything. I'm not getting paid. I'm not going to do it. Okay, well, are you willing to put in the work that it takes to perfect your craft to get you where you want to go, though? And then sometimes that's free. I talk to myself in my backyard for days before I talk to other people. I had to practice the interview and what I want to say and what does it sound like? What's my flow? But I wanted to perfect that for me. So I encourage everyone to also perfect your craft. Be a lifelong learner.
Yes. Yeah. Man, and I don't know. I want to say it was Eric Thomas.
Oh, I love
it. Was Eric
Thomas.
I love him. Look, he don't know, but he's like my uncle. Him and his wife.
I
just wanted to meet them. You're like my long lost. Not really, but really, he like my lost long uncle.
Yes. I feel you on that.
Yes,
he's been a part of my journey more than
Yeah,
it's interesting.
And I don't know if it was him that said it or it was someone else. I feel like it was him. Mm-hmm. I know he did say that one about like you have to. When it comes to your purpose, like it's as if you can't breathe. Like if
if
he said something about
breathe,
that,
and you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe.
That know. But then it was another thing that he said. I feel it was him. I don't know, but it was a quote that I heard that was really powerful, and it was just talking about if you can't do it without getting paid, then it's not your purpose.
And I believe that wholeheartedly.
Yes,
because you gotta be willing to do it anytime. And one thing about me, I love sharing stories, right? So I often ask business owners, well, what's your story? I'll go live right now. I got a group of 100,000. If it's gonna go viral, it's gonna go viral. It's not about just putting it in front of the people. It has to be worth something. So do you want to interview right now? And they're like, well, no, let me prepare. And I tell them every time, that's great. If you want to prepare, go prepare. But you
gotta be ready in and out of season. Come on.
Because if I was Diddy, would you say no?
Exactly.
If I was Eric Thomas, would you say no? If I was Steve Harvey, would you say no? And the answer is no, you wouldn't. Exactly. And I need you to know I'm just as great as them, if not greater.
Hey, so come on, girl. Come on.
Interview man. What's up? So that's the key. It's not about who's interviewing you. Are you truly ready to tell your story? So.
And you never know who God will use. And that's why you have to like open your eyes, because I guess the kids call it, they was laughing at me, my goddaughter, Destiny, hey goddaughter. But she was like, what did she call it? Clout or something? I was like, what is that? What is that? What is that? What does that mean? Right.
The kids will tell you.
But, as she explained to me, it is true. Like a lot of the times we're waiting for, the Steve Harveys and the Eric Thomas and the Nick Cannons and all them to pull us and things like that. When God will use a Cynthia Williams-Bey and a Cara Pressley and a Tierra Owens and a Lee Salter. Come on, right? Will use us to get you where you're going. Like you can never say who God is going to use. The one person that you would deem insignificant is the one that God would shine his light on.
That's true.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And take you to your next level.
Yeah. People say often, people in Richmond don't support. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I've experienced it in some ways, but at the same time as well, I just want to keep moving.
Keep going regardless of that. It's like they don't support. I'm going to keep going.
Right? Who are my people?
Your people,
that's the
exactly.
goal. So if I'm talking to you and you're not interested, I can move on. I don't have to worry about you any longer. I can move on to who my tribe truly is. So I encourage everyone to find your own tribe.
Yes.
Who's for you?
Find your tribe. And then also, guys, with that, change your language, right?
Yes.
So a lot of, I know how it feels to be left out or people just kind of like, she's a little awkward. Yes, I am. I am a little different. No, I am much different, right? Right? Because, I understand my calling in God. I understand what comes with my calling in my office, right? And God. So one thing that I had to do was change my language. So instead of sitting and complaining about who's not supporting me and Richmond is crabs and barrels, things like that, right?
Heard it all.
I start speaking differently.
Yes, because what else is Richmond?
And show up and let my light shine so people can reflect me. Because I'm telling you, if that light is shining, them crabs gonna they're gonna climb out to see what's that over there. What's that over there, right? And they don't even know. They see the shining. They don't know it's the glory of God that is drawing them in. And a lot of times we don't succeed because of what we're speaking. So if that is your language and you are a business owner, visionary, you have dreams, you have aspirations, and you're in a town, whether it's Richmond, whether it's Detroit, whether it's Brooklyn, wherever you're at, and you find that you're not getting the support that you want, start speaking differently because maybe it's your words. Because how can you get support from something that you curse?
Absolutely.
And something that right?
You do have to look inside. You got to go in.
Yes.
What are your thoughts saying as well? And don't get me wrong, you can have the thoughts. Anxiety is a natural part of life as well. So if you have a negative thought, I need you to know you don't have to stay there.
Exactly.
I need you to move to the next positive thought. So
yes, and just keep going because just as it says in the Bible, a prophet is not honored in his own home. So it's like, okay, I'm not honored in my home. I'm going to the next town over.
The next home, right?
Right.
My home.
What do you say? They don't receive you. Dust your feet off.
Come on.
Keep going.
And keep moving.
Keep going. Right? I'm telling you. Listen, with all the hell that I've been through.
Right. You can keep going. I need y'all to know
I have kept going and can keep going. Listen. Yeah. That's how I knew my office. Like, I went through the stuff before I got the office. That's how I knew what I was called to. Right? It wasn't I got ordained and then all hell broke loose. No, baby. God got me equipped before the ordination came. I was already walking in it. I already defeated it. And that's how I was able to affirm and accept what God was calling me to do because the evidence was already there.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know where I'm going there, but some of you that's like chasing out the titles and stuff, let me tell you, it'll kill you if it ain't for you.
Ooh,
right?
I love that.
Yes.
But I encourage people to also try new things. Like, you know, I need y'all to know this journey of interviewing, and I'm actually being interviewed now. That's awesome.
Yeah, come on.
The journey to get here, it took a lot. Like, I started I was a comedian, and then I did journal designs, and then I made candles for a while. So people who
we need to bring those candles back because I'm like, is that food? Is she selling desserts?
Like frosting, right?
Yes.
I've always been like crafty, but one day I was like, girl, what you gonna do? You doing 10 things. I even did hair for a little while and still do a little bit. But it's like, I sat down and said, what do all of these things have in common? And when I really looked at it, they all ended up me talking to someone. And I was using them as tools to get in front of someone versus just getting in front of someone and just speaking. So they helped me find the final path. And I mean, it's going to continue to evolve as well. But I love where I'm at. It may change again, but I encourage you to try new things because all of those walks of life brought me to where I am now. And it's just, I just have much more of a universal view on things and, you know, the emotions of people, what makes them smile, what makes them laugh, what, you know, are they sad? What do they need to be motivated about? And I think the more we work to understand other people as well as ourselves, that's how we'll really get connected more. So connect with your people.
Connect with your people, guys. My God. I just remember when you started, you know, Red Table Talk, and just seeing.
I know we didn't have a lot of people at all.
But it's just, I just love seeing people go from 0 to a thousand millions. Like, being able to see that, you know, that transformation, it's just been like a real blessing. And I'm just so glad I supported from the beginning, girl. I'm not no cloud chaser. I was there when it was just the 5.
And she was. It was one of the 5 and one of the first interviews. Like, seriously. Like, that's why I tell y'all, like, not that my friends don't support me, but I've gained new friends. Like Cynthia as well. And just the ongoing support is going to look different. So that whole no new friends, you gotta change your mindset. You can't stay.
I was singing a song, but I was really like, wait a minute, God, no, I'm okay with the new friends because the new friends can be, you know, in places. The new friends could be in the palace. You get what I'm saying? Absolutely. They could be at the tables that influence, you know, the resources and the support that my organization needs. So, I'm okay with the new friends. The issue is, you know, when we talk about that, it's from a carnal perspective, you know, and it's talking about new friends from a sense of carnality and, you know, the streets and being out there. But when you get into the kingdom, I hope you caught that. When you get to the kingdom, when you move right? Attention. You understand it's okay for the new friends. You understand what I'm saying? And the new tables that God is bringing you to. In the name of Jesus. When I tell you, anybody worried about tables and things, listen, stop it.
Right, come on.
Stop it. Yes, it's okay to go ahead and build your table, but guess what? Some of the tables that I said, God, I used to be like, dang, I didn't get an invite. I used to get, feel some kind of way, right? Pouring out and not getting invited to certain things at certain tables. And God is just like, why are you worried about, these tables to people that are man-picked? When I'm bringing you to the tables in the palace of the kings and the decision makers, that needs to be your prayer. God, put me before the great men. That vision, it says great men. It doesn't say society men. It doesn't say world men. It doesn't say popular men. It doesn't say famous men. It said great men, right? Great in God's eyes. So the tables that I've been at, oh my God.
I couldn't have planned these tables again.
I'm just like, I would have never thought, and you can't manipulate yourself there. You can't pay yourself there. God, you have to pray. Don't pay yourself there. Pray yourself there. You gotta pray yourself into the will of the Father, and He will bring you
Yes.
Before great men.
Yes.
The decision makers, the
Yes.
kings, because he holds the heart of the king.
Yeah, I mean, and God's plan is way better than any plan.
Oh, yes, it is.
Ever
Listen,
think of. I'll forever
yes.
tell this story. The week I retired from the government, I left on a Wednesday, and I was at Jada Pinkett Smith's house on Friday. I could not have planned that. I was supposed to go a year before, but then COVID happened. So again, just the alignment and God's plan was greater than anything I could ever imagine. And it's okay to be proud of yourself in this season. I minimized that story for a while. Like, well, yeah, I was invited to the house, but no, I was invited to the house.
Yeah, exactly.
I was meant to be there.
Listen, you better talk about it, because I tell you, when you going through your hard season and stuff, people be like, oh, she this, oh, this happened, oh, that happened, but guess what? This happened too. Spread that. Share that. Yeah, go on and boast in the Lord what the Lord is doing, because he gets the glory.
And the latest thing I've been saying now is he turned that water into wine in front of people for a reason. Oh, so allow yourself to just enjoy those gifts. And use those talents.
Yes,
and move
I love it.
Yes,
I love it. Look, we're gonna take a break, but listen, I'm about to jump up and start praising. He turned that water into wine for a reason in front of people.
Folks. Come on.
Woo.
Come on.
The people that saw you thirsty. Oh my God! Woo! The people that saw you thirsty, the people that God told to give you water, and they sat and said, "Oh, they counted you for dead," and said, "Oh, she gonna starve, she gonna die."
And
woo! I felt that thing.
I love it.
Love it. But listen, we gonna go ahead and we gonna sip on some water and take a break. All right. But again, you guys are tuned into the Williams-Bey Radio Show here on 101.3 Rejoice. So stay tuned and we'll be right back after this quick break. Let's go. Hello, Rejoice listeners. This is Cynthia Williams-Bey of the Williams-Bey Radio Show. Be sure to tune in with me every Friday at 12 noon here on Rejoice 101.3, because it's Fighting Fridays and it's time for you to push through so God can restore you and spring you forth into your destiny. Calling all single parents to the Be Brave, Brunch, and Build Community Single Parents Brunch. Single Parents Club is a peer support group and community network where the goal is to create a brave space where people can enjoy community, connect, and build a network that all can lean on. It takes a village to raise a child, and this will be a space where you can build the village. The second annual Single Parents Club Brunch is a free event where you can enjoy food and fellowship with a group of diverse families. The event will be held on Saturday, August 27th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Located at Loft 17 at CEO 700 East 6th Street, Studio F17, Richmond, Virginia 23224. And Heaven Sent Childcare will be providing on-site childcare for all parents. For more information, email haynest56@gmail.com. That's HAYNEST56@gmail.com.
Safe girl summer. Ooh.
Lately I noticed since you broke up, I mean the word around town is you two turned up. You know thotting and bopping gets you no love. Yeah.
Well, if you were to ask me for honesty, I think it calls for concerns, really jealousy. I mean, you can't even hide it or be low-key.
You tell me that he likes you. It's always nighttime when he rides through. He doesn't care about what's inside you, and you know that's true. Look, focus. I think you really need to focus.
I'm telling you that I'm focused.
Well, then your focus needs focus. We've got to change. We can't stay the same. We've got to make a change. Oh yes, I love to see it. Say it again. We got to change. We can't stay the same. We've got to make a change. Anything that you want, you can be it. If you see it, then you can achieve it. But the truth is, you've got to believe it. Look, see you and me, there's no stone we can't ride through. But the truth is, do you really like you? You know the real one, the one deep inside you.
Yeah, look. You can have a whip so cold, hip so swole, drenched in froze, dripped in gold. Trying to get a world just to lose your soul. Solid foundations to stand 10 toes. Yeah, I know I gotta break the mold to take the steps to reach the goals. Cut off all the dead ends, edges in the growth. Cause I'm no longer what I've been about. That ain't what I'm into now. I have to take the scenic route to see the things I've dreamt about. No time to waste, I'm in and out. Nothing left to figure out, here and now. Won't let the cycles just take me round and round, okay? Cutting off distractions, miss me with it, not today. If I'm moving different, till them get up on my way. Subject to the change, refuse to stay the same. And now it's time to turn the page. And so that means I gotta focus. You really need to focus. I know your heart's been broken, and it's got you wide open. Lately, I noticed you too turned up. Lately, I noticed you too turned up. Botting and bopping, cause you know love. You know that? Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Williams-Bey Radio Show here on 101.3 Rejoice FM. We're also tuning live, or streaming live rather, here on Facebook at the Williams-Bey Radio Show page. You can follow us at Bay Radio Show on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We're everywhere, guys. Listen, we're also on Spotify and YouTube, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. But we are here with our lovely guest, the career cheerleader herself, Miss Cara Pressley. And those of you that don't know me, I am Prophetess Cynthia Williams-Bey, your destiny pusher. Yes, because I'm gonna keep pushing you guys forward. Every time you see me, I'm pushed forward. Every time you come in contact with me, I'm like, push, keep going, I love it, keep pushing. Keep going, keep pushing. We better. Yes, we better. Yes. So we've just been having a great conversation. So please make sure that you share the broadcast, okay? And if you're just tuning in, let us know where you're tuning in from. And also, as I said before, if this show has been a blessing, if you've been getting any type of nuggets or anything from today, whatever the Lord leads you to do, please consider sowing a seed, because yes, it does cost doing this, right? Ain't no manipulation, ain't no trying to pull your arm or anything like that. Yes, you will be sowing into this vision. You'll be sowing into everything that we put in to bring the wonderful guests, to bring the strategies, and to bring the transformation, right? Because you guys have just been, I mean, just your story, the wisdom, the strategies, just the wisdom that's just coming forth is going to be really transformational for people. You know, and I'm just glad you came on, because I want people to see transformation. I'm not just bringing on people that's talking about what they're going to do, but I love bringing on guests that's telling us what they have done. I appreciate right? That. So that way they can encourage you to move forward, push forward, so you're able to accomplish the same things, to see that it's able to be done. You know, we just have to believe. And I know it sounds so cliche, and like, you know, I am a regular person, you know what I mean? But I'm a regular person who did, who believed, and who wanted more. And you just strive for that. So I'm excited to be here. I'm always excited to do anything with you. You always got great things going on. Listen, I try. I try. We love to see it. I'm here for it. I definitely try. But you know, before we had went on a commercial break, we was just, it got oily in here.
talking about the Lord showing off and how you need to show off too.
Yes.
Yeah.
You do.
Should. Yeah, we gotta celebrate ourselves. I don't think we do it enough. I went through a season of not just 20 years as a government employee, doing what other people said, and although that was a dream, a career dream at one point, the dream changed, the dream evolved, and we decided to make a shift. Life decided to shift itself, and honestly, my definition of forever just changed.
Yes.
I really thought I would be a government employee forever. I thought my brother would be here forever, and I did not prepare for a life where he didn't get old and we didn't talk about grandkids and all that stuff. So when that shifted for me, my perspective just shifted, and I was like, this life, I still can truly create the life I want. And I had also, as the career cheerleader, that was the very first part of my vision. I was encouraging other people, create the life you want, personally and professionally, marry your personal and professional life, make sure you're the same person in both spaces. Yes. And I was telling people that, and I wasn't fully doing it myself.
Wow.
I was not creating the life I was encouraging everyone else to, and I was working in a job that had the perspectives had shifted. I didn't like it anymore, so I had to shift as well.
And I want to park right there.
Yeah.
That is like really profound. Like you being able to actually examine yourself and say, hey, I'm not even doing what I'm telling people to do. I'm not even being that representation of what I'm pouring into people. And see, that's the difference between when you have someone that speaks into your life that actually walked it, and someone that's just speaking in your life as far as encouragement. Because when it's someone who's actually walking, they have that authority to transform you into it. It's like you'll see the actual transformation because you have the fruit.
Yeah. And it's intentional fruit.
Yeah.
This isn't just accidental fruit. You know what I mean? Like, we wanted some intentional fruit. Sharice Jones, shout out to Sassy Jones. If y'all know Sassy Jones.
Yes! I love, wait, hold up.
Listen.
Hey, Sharice, look, hold up. Let me tell you, I love her.
I usually got a scarf on.
Yes, I just love her energy. I just remember watching her shows, like when she was like going live for the Sparkle Party, which is still going, the kitchen and stuff like that. I just remember like when she first like started, and when I started watching her, I think she was behind the kitchen, but she wasn't where she is now. Yeah. And I just like, who is this? I love her. Her video just popped up, and it was just all this sparkle and all this joy and all this love and all this black girl energy. Like, I was just like, who is this? I just love the concept. But I love my bracelet from Success in the City. Yeah, the bracelets that came in there. When I saw that, I said, "Oh, this is from Sassy Jones."
Is amazing. Sharice is my business BFF in my head. I remember I hosted a vision board party with Dress for Success and Chantel years ago. It had to be at least 10 years ago now. And Sharice was in the class, and she was like, what do you do? Like, if you really want to just really take this forward, like what advice would you give if someone really wants to push their job forward past their, career, they want to leave their job, et cetera, et cetera. And what I said was, the general, if you really believe in it, if you have the family support, go do it.
Yes.
And baby, to encourage her to go do it, and she did it, and I still sitting at that desk. But listen.
But wait a minute. Circle back, because didn't I say in the first half of the show, you never know who God would. Now imagine if she would have just been like, who is that? Or whatever. You get what I'm saying? Like,
and she was already doing the work. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, she was doing the work, but
she
was
still investing in herself. She was in that vision
and still open to wisdom.
Yes, still open to it. And we've stayed in connection randomly over the years. But the next time I see her face to face, boy, I can't wait. I gave her like I just was so proud of her. That's gonna be a full
circle moment. Right. Amazing.
Because the minute I decided to bet on myself, the world opened up to me. Now let me just go back. That don't mean bills weren't late. That don't mean everything was taken care of and the Lord whisked me off my feet. No.
Yes.
It just means I had vision. I had more clarity. I was happier. Like this interview, fully transparent. I was tired this morning. I was like, baby, do I want to come do this?
Yes.
And the first thing I said to myself was, girl, you prayed for this.
Mm-hmm.
I prayed for days where I could wake up and go do what I wanted to do to push my vision, my ministry forward. Yes. And that's what I'm doing. So what tiredness? And doesn't mean you won't be tired, but the tire is worth it.
And it's different. It's
different.
A different type of tiredness. Matter of fact, it ain't even tired.
It's not even tired.
Let me tell you what you're experiencing, girl, because I've been experiencing. You're experiencing the peace and rest of God.
That's what it is. Because I'm trying to stay in his arms, in his bosom. I want to stay right there in his arms.
Yes.
But yes, it is not tired. I quietly reminded myself, you prayed for this.
Yes.
And got right on up because I ain't had to log into nobody's laptop. I ain't had to listen to you. People don't care about me.
Listen.
I didn't have to worry about their goals. Don't matter in my life at all.
Yes.
And I need you to also know people who are considering just stepping out on some form of faith. Sometimes you think to yourself, because again, I spent 20 years at this government job I was dedicated to. Don't see it as a waste. There was a small point in my transition where I was like, did I waste all those years, all those plans, action plans, and I was a program manager at the time, training analyst, and I was like, did I waste all that? And I just reminded myself that it was just training for what's next for me.
Yeah,
it was still a growth involved. The vision and my future just changed. That's all.
And one of the things too, when I sit here, since we was talking about Sharice, because I was at Charvette Mitchell's pop-up conference. Yes. That's how I met. She was a speaker. I think it was her first year speaking there, and I was there. And she was just sharing her journey about how she worked.
It's the transparency.
She worked, and she was just saying like she was an excellent like sales rep or something, but she had issues like with getting there on time or whatever. And it made me think about my story. Made me think about your story. It made me think about my husband's story, right? Mm-hmm. Like even though we had those obstacles, maybe not being late or probably feeling a certain way, one thing I was able to identify in all of our stories that we were still great employees.
Yeah,
we were still great at what we were doing,
and
right?
I'm up at the top of my job. It wasn't like, it was
and that's what I want to point out, because see, a lot of the times we move out of position and we put our mouths on our employees like, I can do it better, I can do. That's not who God is raising up. I'm sorry. He's raising up the ones that still pushing, is putting everything, being good employees by way of like your performance, right? And your heart posture,
And I realized as well towards the end, I didn't want to do their work anymore.
Yes.
I wasn't a benefit to the company anymore. And while I could have stayed there probably for another month or a year or so and finessed and still got the check and did whatever I didn't want to do that. It was a disservice to them. Let me leave y'all. Goodbye.
She just came and she just dropped the bomb and just left. She didn't give no warning. Like that was about to explode like that. But look, even in that, the humbleness to say, not that, I felt this and you was like, I got to the point where I knew I was no longer a service to them.
I ain't want to serve y'all.
Dude, that's like a whole nother level of like,
girl, because you got, there's another thing. Some of y'all entrepreneurs, or some people who want to be an entrepreneur, I don't know where, and don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with trying to be a boss. And I say trying to be, because when you leave out the door like that, you're not straight the boss. It looks good.
Yeah, it looks
but
good.
I need y'all to know entrepreneurship is a life of service.
Yes.
If you don't want to service your client, I don't know how you're going to make it. I mean, you have to want to help people.
Yes.
Whether you're selling hair, whether you're selling nails, whether you're doing that, you have to service someone's hands. You have to service someone's head. Even if you don't put the hair in, you want to sell them hair that's of good quality, right? You just sell them anything. Because if your focus is on the money, you'll never get rich. You'll never get rich.
You're not going to survive.
Because
you'll be chasing that. It gotta be a reason beyond that.
Yes.
And in business, we all know. I know for me, when I started out in the house, it was times where I had parents that couldn't pay me.
Yeah.
So you go through those different seasons, but you can't stop.
And it's the service,
right?
though. You wanted to service those children and those parents with that. Like, your heart has to be in that right place.
Yeah, your heart definitely has to be in that right place. And like you said, you know, the other thing is you have to have discipline, self-discipline, because when you're an entrepreneur in your own right and you're starting out just with yourself, because it's levels. You start out as a solopreneur, then entrepreneur, then business owner, then CEO, then now you're exec.
Talk about it,
right? It's different levels, right? Yeah, you know, it's like I'm the boss, and
art of what?
It's just you. Right?
What, honey? What are we talking?
And that's okay.
If you want a label, like, do that.
Yeah. But you have to walk in that boss. Like, you have to walk in that, you know, when stuff, like, for instance, you know, with me, when Andre passed away, you know, as the CEO of that company, I mean, I had got the daycare to the point where I didn't have to go in. Right? That was my husband's biggest prayer for me, that his wife would step up, hold people accountable, not allow people to take advantage of me, and put my foot down and act like I was the boss, right? Because I'm a giver, people would take advantage of that. So he's like, no. So I worked really hard to get it to that point, you know, where family was first above all, right? That's biblical. You know, that the family is first, you know, God first rather, but my family, then the business, right? And I just remember when the pandemic hit, I was just so happy that I had finally picked up my assignment, you know, without running, without trying to hide, without trying to, you get what I'm saying, get anybody else's help. Like, I just got in the trenches with God and the angels that he gave me and the weaponry, and I got busy in the spirit and naturally fighting, right, to get it to where it needed to be. So when the pandemic hit, I was able to be home with my kids, and the daycare was still operating, right? And it was just so divine, because we had the best time those 2 years, because look what ended up happening. Like, you know, he ended up, about 2020, 2020, a little over a year, but we got to spend so much time. And then look, he was gone that August. Now imagine if I would have spent all my time at the daycare, working, not enjoying my husband, not enjoying my children, them not enjoying him.
It's the alignment too.
The alignment. You get what I'm saying? So you just have to, you know that you have to be able to get it to, you know, that point of operating and running without you, and that's what makes you a CEO.
I want y'all to really understand the parts of business.
Because we don't.
A lot of times we don't. Labels out. We're throwing a lot of labels out, and you really need to find your lane. You gotta find your lane.
You gotta find your lane and build it. But yes, and be humble, because you know, again, with business, it's gonna have different seasons,
right?
You know, it's definitely gonna have different seasons as well, and you have to be able to push through. But I said all that to say too that when Dre did pass away, right? People didn't necessarily, there was people that cared, but it was people that necessarily, it's hard to hear sometimes, right? And that's why I have tough skin, but it was people that didn't care. Like, they still wanted and needed what they wanted as a client, and that's why I had to have staff in place.
That is so important. I'm so happy
for me to be able to take that time to grieve. And when I say, I mean, I even had to shut off from even some of my staff. Not personal, but I had to put it where it was just like only management call me. Don't give my number to anybody. Not talking to anybody. Like, you know, my admin, my cousin, you know, she was my admin helping me virtually. So she was literally sending emails out to different partners in the community, letting them know this is what happened. She's unavailable.
I love that. I actually, I have a segment on shout out to the Berry Farmer Morning Show. Where I have this question. Let's ask Cara. People ask me questions, and someone just recently asked how to grieve on the go.
Oh wow!
And I thought it was because the reality is life doesn't stop, and you have to allow yourself moments, as they say, reclaim your time. sis.
Yes.
You have to really find those moments. I don't care if you need to fall out the bathroom flow. I don't care if it's in the car. But find those moments for you and allow yourself to experience all of those feelings.
Yes.
And let's just be honest. This isn't just grieving people, grieving those jobs that you're leaving,
Yes.
grieving those clients who are probably terrible for you.
Yes.
I had a few clients when I first started off that, again, I was focused on these bills.
Yes.
And I was accepting clients that just weren't in alignment. And I had to let them go.
Girl.
I had to let
yes.
them go, even though the money would have paid a certain bill. The peace that I was aspiring,
that part.
it was bigger than the finances, but that's why everything has to be in alignment. And this entrepreneurship life is so much bigger than the finances. I need y'all to really understand that.
Yes.
There's a different piece that you should aspire to receive in this season when you have it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because we shouldn't be at war all the time. You know, I mean,
Right.
there's seasons for that.
That part.
But literally, I was just sitting last night, and it was a word that came forth, and one of the things that I was able to reflect and see, and God was showing me, because like oftentimes, like, you gotta know what season you're in, right?
Self-assess.
And not look at everything like you listen. And sometimes us as believers, we get into this routine. It's called religion. And we get in this routine where it's just like, I have to get up at 5. I have to be praying this way. I have to do this. I have to do that. And then when you're in a season of rest, and everybody is saying you got to do this, and you seeing people getting up 5 a.m. prayer and all this stuff, God is simply saying, no, I'm carrying you to this season. That's what God said to me. Like, you're thinking you're not doing enough, but I'm telling you, everything that you did before, the praise that you went before, the all-night shut-ins that you did before, the lock-ins you did before, the declarations you did before, it is carrying you through the season.
It is.
Right? And we don't understand, yes, we need to pray without ceasing, but we pray without ceasing. However, you have to know when you transition from a place of declaration, a place of war, and then a place of thankfulness, a place of rest, a place of soaking in Him and just being in His presence. You know, because when you're going through that grief, honey, let me tell you, I am the push for a queen. I'm the warrior. I mean, that was one thing my husband knew and he loved about me, is that God He equipped me in such a way that I'm able to see beyond hurt and pain. Like, I'm able to see the good in people. I'm able to see the good in the world. I'm able to see the good in a situation, right? Not saying that I'm not going to go through things before I get to that other side, but I have the ability to push where some people don't. Like, grief hit them, obstacles hit them, and they just get stuck.
Don't know what to do.
Yes, but there's some people that literally die stuck because something traumatic happened and they just couldn't go on with life. They couldn't change. Like, they just couldn't.
You have to be able to self-assess. That, one of the things I do with my clients when I have one-on-one like consultations or business brainstorming sessions, I like to call them, is just ask them to self-assess. Like, who are you in this moment? And you should really do that, if not quarterly, at least twice a year. Because who you were at the beginning of the year is not going to be who you are at the end of the year. Yes. And if it is, God bless you. I'm glad your life was consistent like that. But there will be a year where things will change. Things will shift. And I tell people all the time, they're like, you're always on the go. We have to see you all the time. There's a time for me to be on stage, and there's a time for me to support. So sometimes I'm out there actually just supporting people's events. I'm not always hosting everything. So I know my lane, but I also know who I am. And I know when there's a time for me to get out and support, and a time for me to be on stage, time for me to be behind the scenes or in front of the scenes. But you have to identify who you are and know what it takes to make yourself tick. And what I mean by that is, grief is a hard thing to go through. But when you know how much time you need, you can better prepare yourself for the future. And I think a lot of people don't want to tap in and see what they actually need, or they don't want to be a burden to others, so they don't want to tell people what they need. But you have to know who you are, or you'll allow all the other emotions of the world to move you. So tap in, self-assess, and figure out what you need.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I know your brother would be so proud of you.
I pray that that's the goal, that he's constantly looking down like, look at her doing something else. So That's the goal.
Yeah, I know Dre. Like, look at Oprah. That's what he used to call me. He told everybody he married to Oprah. I'm like, okay, let that prophecy come forth.
Yes, I love that for you. I feel like we all have our own lanes, man, and we just have to. So, you know, I wanna support anybody else as well who has shows, and I feel like the sooner we get into a season of support, the sooner we'll all be successful.
Yes.
I want you to be in my audience. I want to be in your audience too. Because I want to show too. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come on, you both have it. You already have it.
And got it. Yes.
Jesus. You already got it. You already got it. Yeah. So how can everybody just continue to support you? How can we purchase the book? Like, give us the deets. Give us the deets.
The book is available to be on CaraPressley.com. Of course, you can go listen to the podcast. Let's Red Table That. It's on everything Red Table Talk. So the Facebook page, Instagram page. Of course, you can listen to us on iHeart and Spotify and everywhere you listen to your podcast.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
God is good.
And how can they follow you, like, on social media?
Social media, Instagram, The Career Cheerleader. On TikTok, I am Feeling Successful, FEELIN.
I like that.
I'm feeling successful. And on Twitter, I am the number one cheering for the number 4 U, letter U.
Yes, I need y'all to hashtag that and put it in the comments.
Yes.
Feeling successful. If you're feeling successful, I need you to hashtag that. Feeling successful. Yes, I love that. Yes. Listen, don't go. Listen, she already got it. Go make a shirt. Don't try to take it. You're gonna make a shirt, right?
I am. I'm gonna make a feeling one. Yes.
Listen, this is our trademark. This is our public declaration that she. Listen, come on now.
I love it.
Yes. So I always like to ask my guests to just leave the audience with one tip, an encouragement, a scripture.
Okay, well,
Cara, leave them with a piece of Cara.
A piece of Cara. I encourage you all to interrupt the narrative of this is how we've always done it and create the life that you truly want in your personal and professional lives.
That's it.
The end. Interrupt that narrative.
Period. Listen, we need the meme that say period.
The girls say, I love it.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Cara, for coming on. Listen, I called you and it was just like, yeah, come on, girl, come on. It was like, boop, right? Because you was ready. Listen, guys, y'all better be ready in and out of season. Listen, I'm ready. They call, I'm ready. Listen, I'm here.
Whenever you need me.
Yes.
Let me know. Thank you for having me.
And also let you guys know she does host events. So if you need an MC, she's your girl. You know, if you need that, she will come and MC. Listen, I'm promoting this.
I see you, Greg. Do your job. I love
come
it.
on, both of us. Come on, hire both of us. Come on, get a little balance.
I promise it'll be the best event. It'll be the best event. It'll be all the joy in the event. Okay.
Yes,
I love it.
But yes, please make sure that you just continue to support her. Follow her journey, and Red Table Talk that.
Yeah, let's Red Table that. That's it.
Yeah, Red Table that.
Yes.
Listen,
we gonna get the name right.
I love you, girl.
Thank you. I appreciate
you gonna be back on?
Yes, I'm definitely gonna do back. Yeah, I'm here for whatever you need.
Definitely gonna do something.
Perfect.
But thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Williams-Bey Radio Show. And I need you guys again to please make sure that you share this. Please follow us on all social media at Bay Radio Show. Please make sure you subscribe to our podcast, because we're on Spotify right now. So please make sure that you subscribe, and even to our YouTube channel. And again, if you feel led and you want to help us to continue pushing this vision forward, and you want to sow into the work that takes place to make this production in regards to the way it's presented to you, regards to it being on our airways so we can reach more people, please consider sowing a seed. Any amount is fine with us, because we consider it a blessing. And you can do that via Cash App at Williams-Bey Radio Show. Again, that's Cash App $ Williams-Bey Radio Show. And again, you are listening to the Williams-Bey Radio Show. I am Prophetess Cynthia Williams-Bey, your destiny pusher, and I need you to meet me back next Friday, right, for Fighting Fridays, because I'm gonna continue to help pushing you guys forward so God can restore you and push you into your destiny. Thank you, God bless, and I'll see you guys on Friday. Thank you for tuning in to the Williams-Bey Radio Show here on Rejoice 101.3. To be a guest or to become a partner of our show, please be sure to email me at cindy@bayradioshow.com. To stay up to date with us and to catch the replay, visit us at www.bayradioshow.com. And don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms at Bey Radio Show. And again, this is your destiny pusher, Mrs. Cynthia Williams-Bey, and I need you to meet me back next Friday at the same time so that God can restore you and spring you forth into your destiny.